Welcome, one and all. This is a kind of self-explanatory mini-series I'm starting that's going to be showcasing my 2022 ArtFight attacks on Team Wither. I'll be looking over my first four here, which are for, forgive me if I pronounce the names wrongs, Naki PNG, Pulsic Cat, Cami Bees, and Izzy Paw. First up is Ledalion for Naki PNG, or Hiaslanka on YouTube. Again, forgive me for butchering these names. I was originally going to pick one of their cat OCs, but then I found this character, which is a fake bug type evolution. I've always liked Pokemon, so it was a fun change from drawing Warriors memes to a Pokemon. And while Ledalion is kind of a fox cat looking thing, I was happy with myself for picking a not cat. I was also a bit partial to the fact that Ledalion is based roughly on a ladybug. In middle school, I played the character Ladybug in James and the Giant Peach Jr. God damn, that was over 5 years ago at this point. I'm old. I'm 20 and I think I'm old. I have a soft spot for the insects now, even though it's been a while and I don't really do in-person theater anymore. I used to have a nice ladybug gem charm for a bracelet that I wore as a necklace, but my dad lost it at a national park when I went to go shower. He gave me a new one, so I guess that's the reason they've been on my mind again. But I had a fun time with the drawing and tried out some new fur techniques, even though I'm not sure the Pokemon was designed with fur. Either way, that was the first attack of the season. Next was Skyfall for Pulsic Cat. I have to admit that I only chose this character because it was majority white, and coloring solid characters are kind of easier to detail for me than pattern characters, obviously. So I ended up drawing a fancy background to make up for it. I had Skyfall laying down, so I decided to have him look at something peaceful. I settled on a butterfly that had just emerged from its chrysalis. I don't generally draw backgrounds, but that's 100% just because I haven't practiced them enough to really care about or be proud of them when I finish a piece with one. Seeing as I like animating though, maybe I should start working on them. But as this is a hobby and not my job, I have difficult time motivating myself sometimes. And this was also for friendly fire, so I'm even more impressed that I made a background, seeing as the points I got for this were reduced. I do like how when you make a friendly fire attack now, you still get points for your team. I don't know if that was always the case or if this is a new occurrence, but I just found that out or remembered it this year, and it has made me quite happy. And I have now done a few myself, because even though ArtFight is a game that doesn't have any stakes, it's still more satisfying to get more points for what you do. The third ArtFight attack that I finished was Whisper, a delightful ginger kitty for Cami Bees from their comic. I had a really good posing idea that I was very excited about, but for some reason the dark red kind of blended with how I draw eyes, and it kind of looks like her eyes are just pink, which was not the case. I was attempting to make her smiling while looking back with closed eyes. Kind of a kawaii pose. All in all, she turned out pretty good. At least, I think she did. I didn't decide to draw a full body for her because I'm still pretty bad at posing from not a side or front view, and I'm going to need to do some studies of cat legs sometime soon. If y'all would want to see that, I don't know, maybe tag me in pictures of your cats and I'll post me drawing their body parts. That sounds weird now that I say it out loud. Either way, this kitty gives off strong phantom squilf energy, and I live for that, so it was pretty easy for me to choose which one of Cami Bees' characters I wanted to draw. If you want to read the comic Whisper is part of, which is called Our Bond, I'll have that linked down in the description. I haven't personally read it, but I feel like if I'm drawing what is technically fan art for the series, I should have a resource for it down below if you guys want to check it out. And the last character for this is Ivy for Izzy Paw. If I had colored pencils in 4th grade, when I created my initial Warrior Cats OC, she would have looked like this. I really used to like the sharp lines in character design, and I wanted to make her spiky, since I based her off of being descended from a Norwegian forest cat. But since I only had number 2 gray pencils when making Twitch Eyes, who is my YouTube icon, and I am now rightly much less confident in my ability to draw fur, I have smoothed the girl down, and she has very little color. Not going to lie, a few times I thought that the character was called Izzy Paw, since I heavily correlate paw with warriors' apprentices and cats with warriors, and the user was Ivy, since that seemed like it could be a person's name. But after a few seconds, I realized that most Warriors fans do not make Daylight Warriors or ex-Daylight Warriors OCs, with me being one of the exceptions, and that Izzy isn't a common Warriors name. Either way, I love this character design, and I even managed to remember to draw her ivy vines around her, despite personally not being a fan of drawing the trend myself, because I am a party pooper at heart. But here is what you could call an analysis video, breakdown and ramble on the first 4 ArtFight attacks I did for 2022. I'll probably wind up pushing out a few more of these at random times, just to pass the time when I'm busy in college, since I've already done the art of them, so I just need to think about enough verbal content to entertain y'all. Anyways, until next time, take care of your local frogs. Bye!